guys, YouTube Essentials here. I'll be working on this particular wall to share with you all for now. And I'm trying to make a wine cellar, or should I say a mini wine cellar, using some Dollar Tree items. Now, all I'm going to be doing on this wall is giving it 3 coats of paint and then using faux bricks to add to the design before I then go ahead to make the mini wine cellar. I'll be putting the wine cellar up in a small space here, so I cut 1 by 2 and attached little pieces that I cut to size, and then I cut pegboard to smaller sizes and then attach them to the pieces of wood that I have on the wall. I'll be using pegboard accessories to mount the wine to the wall. This one is meant for drill guns, and this is going to be perfect to hold the wine bottles. I don't think the open pegboard is working for me. It would be better to either paint or cover the pegboard. So I decided to just cover it with contact paper, and I'll be using this contact paper to cover up the pegboard to make it look a little bit presentable, or at least better than leaving it bare. The holes are still visible, and that really disturbed me a lot, but then others saw it and said it looked like bubbles. And they also said it's like water, and I felt okay, since it's not really disturbing other people the way it's really bugging my eyes, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is for now to see if I like it in the end. Now when I was done, I added the wine bottles. I'm gonna go ahead and use Dollar Tree napkin holders for the cups, the wine cups, and I used the smallest size of the Dollar Tree wine cups for the napkin holders because the base for a regular wine cup will not fit into the napkin holder. So I'm gonna come up with another design for other wine cups that have bigger base. Now the front of the napkin holder can be covered instead of leaving it open and bare like that. And you can use bling wrap. And I did use bling wrap to cover up the front of the napkin holder in this particular video. I used bling wrap on this side of the napkin holder like this, and I used a strong adhesive to attach the bling wrap to it. Now I'll be doing the same thing for the napkin holders that will be holding up the wine cups. Remember that this particular design can only work with the smallest size of wine cups. So here's a design that you can use for a regular sized based wine cup. I took a Dollar Tree frame, and then all I did was remove the parts that I don't need from the frame, and then I'll be using the pegboard again, but this time around I spray painted the pegboard silver. And then after that, I'm gonna be attaching the frame to the pegboard. And then I still didn't really like the way I could still see the pegboard, so I used bling wrap on it. Now, after I had the bling wrap attached to the pegboard, it wasn't as bad as just leaving it bare. And then after that, I used pegboard accessories, but this time around, a different pegboard accessory that will be able to accommodate different wine cup sizes. Middle part here can actually hold 1 wine bottle, and I'm just going to be putting the accessory here, and these are the accessories that I got, and you can get these from either Lowe's or Home Depot. This is how it looks mounted on the wall, and it is such a quick and easy way to actually have a mini wine cellar on your wall. Because of the space on the wall, I made mine this size. Now you can make it as large as you like, depending on the size of the wall and the pegboard that you have available to you. Starting off, Dollar Tree bath mats, and I'm gonna be having 3 of these bath mats cut to size and fitting them into this frame that I made right here. I'm going to be using what I'm about to make to cover up a window that's in the bathroom. This window right here. I took the measurements and made sure that it was to size. And I use PVC to make the frame. I'll be using the staple gun to hold the pieces together. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. Now I'm going to be cutting the bath mat to size to fit the frame. When I was done, I used hot glue to glue them all together. To make sure that this stays in place without falling off in the future, I will strongly suggest to add a strong adhesive with the hot glue. Now I'm going to turn what I have here to the back and staple down the table mat that have been glued together to the frame that I just made. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to take it out and spray paint it gold. I'm going to keep this aside and show you guys the bathroom that I will be working on. Now this one has its own DIY video, but I will be working on the inside because I do have tiles that are there and I don't like the color. I tried using spray paint, as you can see, but that was a failure. So I decided to go for the actual thing, using paint that works on tiles. So I would recommend using these paints because it comes in 2 separate cans for the base coat and the top coat. I used a different paint, but then I would strongly recommend the one that I showed you guys earlier to use on your tiles. This is also a tile paint, but I'm trying to experiment on it. And I will tell you guys how this lasted for me. But then, like I said, I would prefer you go with an actual paint for tiles. When I was done, I used grout pen to highlight the horizontal lines only. The window is permanently sealed, so I'm going to be attaching what I just made to cover it up, and this way I still have light coming through into the bathroom. I had a leftover trim from another project. I decided to just put that up there because it goes with one of the trims by the side. I'll be adding decorative onlays to the 4 sides of the frame. Another Dollar Tree item that I will be using in this bathroom will be the peel and stick tiles, and these are going to be installed in front of the bathtub. I made sure I cleaned it properly before attaching the peel and stick tiles. I'm going to be cutting right here to finish up the top. top is going to be protected from water, of course, but I want to show you guys another video that I had where I worked on a different bathroom and I did something entirely different for the bathtub area. I used contact paper and I also made a tufted base for the bathtub area. Now I did all this because that particular bathtub does not have a shower. It does have a separate shower in a different area entirely. So as you can see here, I use PVC to separate the parts, and I will use PVC again for this other bathroom to separate the Dollar Tree tiles from the bathtub. I added trims too here as well, and I used a strong adhesive to attach all of the PVC to the tub. Dollar Tree now has caulk, and you can use it to cover up the edges. Seeing what it looks like now, I decided to just go ahead and paint the side of the wall white. I do have a tray that I got from Party City, and this is what the tray looks like. I'm simply just going to be using the cutout from the first tray to enable me get the exact shape for the drawers. Pick these out and I spray painted them silver. I attached them to the outer sides of the drawers. Now I'm trying to figure out what I can add to this, if it's even necessary. But then of course, it's good to just try it out to see what it's going to look like. I decided to take placemats that I got from Walmart and cut them to size and attach them to the plates. These are the cutout pieces, and all I did was just glue them to the Dollar Tree plates.
Breathe in the air, the light that surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far.
These are sturdy drawers, and like I said, this is for one of the visitors' bedroom, and I was just trying to play around with ideas that can work out for a side table that's affordable, and also a DIY creation that you'll be proud of. Here's what the other one that has the trays look like in the bedroom. This also looks super pretty the way it is. But then if you want to attempt what I have made in this particular video and using the platter, you can leave it like this, plain, without the table mat, or you can add the mat for a different finish. It's really up to you. I added wooden onlays too to the sides of the trays, as you can see. But it's not as visible as it is with the other one that has the plates.
Was denied. I had spent those years, did not rest.
I'm starting off this DIY project with hangers that can be gotten from the Dollar Tree, Walmart, or Amazon as well. I'm also going to be using these beautiful dishes from the Dollar Tree. I'll be holding two pieces of hangers together like this with foam boards. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. Now that I have both hangers held together with the help of the foam board, I'm going to flip it now to the front, and I'm going to It's a beautiful source of lighting, and it's also hard to tell from afar that it was made with hangers and a Dollar Tree shell-shaped dish. I do have another lighting idea. Use Dollar Tree, but this time around I'll be using a paper towel holder for the back. That's gonna hold the dish. I'm gonna use some force to bend this just a bit at an angle in such a way that it's gonna be mounted on the wall. Paper towels is what I'm going to use, and I cut it from a pack of tiles, and I have just a single strip. This is going to be glued in the middle and leaving me with gold borders, as you can see, showing by the side. Now I'm going to be drilling out holes on the shell-shaped dish at the bottom and holes at the top too as well, for me to easily pass zip ties through them to hold the dish to the paper towel holder. Gonna have lighting at the back like this, and the only way I could find for the sustain piece was to use corner braces and attach it to the paper towel holder with zip tie and then glue the base of the lighting to the corner brace. This is how it's going to be moving, but it's okay because it's going to be mounted on a wall where it's going to sit flat to the wall. I'll be using this gold leaf paint around the edges of the dish. When I was done, I used gems to cover up the zip ties. Now, the whole idea of having gold around the edges was so that I can have a little bit of gold there, because I do have gold that's on the paper towel holder, so I just feel like it's good to have gold there too. Now, the second piece that I made did not have the gold highlight, and I did that because I couldn't just see the difference from afar. As you can see here, this one's got the gold and the other one doesn't. But it's so hard to see, so I just left it the way it is. Today's DIY video is going to be all about transforming this mini coffee station with some items from the Dollar Tree, or even a contact paper from the Dollar Tree. I saw this from the Dollar Tree. The walls are not much, and I feel like I can cover them up with just Dollar Tree peel and stick tiles, and it would look really unique. So what I'm going to do now is spread them out and spray paint them all gold. And I decided to just paint the side of the wall, and then the peel and stick tiles from the Dollar Tree is going to be on the other side of the wall. And I'll be using black contact paper around the edges. I took off the cabinet handles and spray painted them gold. This is a really good option if you want to save cost. So instead of buying brand new cabinet handles, you just spray paint the ones you have to the color of your choice. So after applying the contact paper, I added Dollar Tree frames to my design. I'll be using the frames to beautify where the handles are. So right here you can see that on the drawer it looks beautiful, but on the cabinet doors it was going to be too wide. So I had to reduce it by cutting the frames to size. Here's the Dollar Tree push lights, and these will be used to light up the space. There isn't much for this corner for now, but with time, it will have the coffee essentials. I'm going to be adding mini trays to the space for the flowers and other little items. I particularly like the way the Dollar Tree frames made the handles look more interesting. The other parts of the kitchen is going to be worked on, so this is just for now, and like I said, I would really want this area here to be like the focal point in the kitchen section. Here are some before and after clips. I'm starting off this DIY project with a Dollar Tree silver bowl. The top is a bit messy because I was trying to use it for a different project that did not turn out so well, so I'm going to be using it for this DIY instead. They sell this at the Dollar Tree too as well, but I got this particular one from Party City, and I'm going to be attaching it to the silver bowl. I'm making a DIY floor lamp, and this is going to serve as the shade. I'm going to be covering up just the middle part with foam board that I got from the Dollar Tree. First one is going to be using wooden hangers. I'm going to be taking off the part that I don't need and attach the wooden hangers in such a way that I'm going to have a stand that would comfortably hold the shade. I'll be using just 4 of these hangers. And then I'm going to take 2, attach them together with screws. And then I'm going to be taking the other 2 and attaching them with screws as well. And when I'm done, both of them are going to be attached together. And the goal here is to make sure that both of them end up looking like one singular piece. Now that I have that all set, I'm going to keep it aside and take a frame from an old clock. And this will be the base for the floor lamp. I'll be covering the top and the bottom of the frame with cutout foam board. Now the set of hangers are going to go right inside. That will keep it in place, but then I'm also going to be adding glue to seal off the top. For proper balance at the top, I will be using something flat. And I'll be using an empty container that has a wide lid. I spray painted this silver and attached it to the top of the hangers. I later on spray painted the whole thing silver. Now going back to the lampshade, I will be using remote control push lights. Let's not forget about the base that I made with hangers. I just removed the shade from this one and attached it to the one with hangers. And as you can see, it's shorter, so I was thinking I could have added 2 more hangers to increase the height. But then now that I have this the way it is, I decided to put it on a table to see what it was going to look like. And there you go. It's too high for a table. So I guess it's just gonna go back to the floor. Now, out of the 2 that I made, I really love the one with the pipes. It looks much more better in my eyes. And the only thing I would change would be the size of the bowl. If I had something a little bit wider than this, it would work perfectly fine. But this is still okay, because regardless of the size, it still makes its own statement and it's still pretty. Thank you, guys. I'm starting off this DIY project with pool noodles from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut these pool noodles into 2 with a sharp blade. This is a foam board that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I will be cutting this to size for my project. This is also a mirror that I'm going to be using in the middle, and I'm going to be measuring where I need it to be and then cutting out the foam board to fit the specifications of the mirror and the pool noodles that I had just cut and painted. Now I'm going to be gluing on the pool noodles to the foam board with hot glue. it's a requested video that I've had for about 2 years, so I'm gonna go ahead to attempt this. But I was thinking about using these gems, but they are way smaller, and these ones are much better because they're larger and they have more sparkle. These are upholstery crystal buttons that I'm gonna be using to fill up the pool noodle. And the pool noodles, as you can see, have curves that's gonna make the upholstery buttons also form the curve like you see in the mirror that they sell at Hobby Lobby. When I was done, I painted the exposed parts of the pool noodles black. If I used a full-length pool noodle on each side of the mirror, this would have been perfect for a floor mirror, but because it's not too long, I will be mounting this on a wall. At the back, I made a hole, and I made sure that the hole was going to go through the foam board and getting to the pool noodle. Now, I will be having a mending plate over this to make sure that this stays strong when it's against the wall. And I forgot to mention that the upholstery buttons, when they are in a large quantity, it's kind of heavy. So I'm going to be doing this and using a long nail to mount what I have here to the wall. There are other ways to mount this to the wall, of course, like this item over here. But then you would have to have this attached to wood and not the foam board because of the weight. Like I said earlier in the video, if you want the mirror to be really long, you're gonna have to use the full-length pool noodle on both sides and a Walmart mirror to give you a nice floor mirror that's gonna look close to the real thing. I'm starting off this DIY video by using a heavy-duty stapler and wood glue to attach pieces of wood together. I'll be making 3 of these, but for now I'm going to start with just 1. And that's because I used this video for another item that I was making, and it's kind of similar. And what I'm making might not be as wide. And because I already have this, I'm going to use this as my guide. Tape alone gave me all sorts of ideas. But for today, I'm just going to share with you guys one of the ideas that I had that I was so eager to try out. So I went ahead to make another frame entirely to fit the leaf rake. The first piece is going to start right here. And I'll be using screws to attach the leaf rakes to the wood with screws.
If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos.
I was going to have the second one like this, but then I'm going to have too much gap in between them. I just had to reposition this in such a way that subsequent leaf rakes that I'll be having to attach inside is going to fill up the space. So you see, the third one was supposed to be like this. But like I said, I don't want to have spaces in between them that's so much. So I'm going to have to follow the pattern that I started with till I get to the end. Something to it to make it pop more. So I'm going to be cutting up mirror tiles into strips and attaching them to the wood frame. Now that I've decorated the frames, I feel like the rakes are empty, so I'm going to be adding Walmart gems, and they come in different sizes. So I'm going to be using the large size with a mid size to decorate this part of the rake. Here's what it looks like when I was done. Nothing was done to the back because without all these embellishments, it still looks pretty on its own. I'm going to try out another design using Dollar Tree trays, and I cut just the middle part. And these trays are also black at the back, and I'm going to be using the pattern that I'll make the cover of this part here. Because I wasn't sure if this was going to look okay, I used sticky tabs to attach these pieces to the room divider, starting with the reflective side. The idea here was to cover up the embellishments and leaving it plain just to see what it was going to look like. Now I'm going to go ahead to use the back of the trays, and I added embellishments on those so you can see how it looks. This is what all three designs look like together. This was a really quick and easy DIY, and to think that it all came to life with Dollar Tree leaf rakes. For me personally, I will go for number 1 and number 2. Let me know in the comment section below which of the 3 you like best. Using Dollar Tree trays and cutting them into pieces that I'll be using for the project. The middle part of the tray is not going to be used for this DIY. I'm just going to be using the lip of the tray alone. I'm making DIY gift ideas that's going to be quick and easy to make, and this first one is going to be a wall mirror, and I'm going to be cutting this into different sizes to create a frame for the mirror. This is a mirror that I'm going to be using, and I will be gluing it on a foam board, but I'm going to cut the foam board down to size first and then cover it with contact paper. The middle part will not be covered because that's where I'm going to be gluing on the mirror.
going to go ahead and lay the pieces down to see what it looks like. The piece at the top and at the bottom will not fit, so I'm going to add some cutout pieces there. I'll be using labeling stickers that I've had for a while now, and you can also get something like this at the Dollar Tree. I'll be working on this and adding it to my mirror design. This will be easy to use because when I'm done, all I have to do is just open it up like this, and I've got the shape that I want for my design. I'm going to leave this overnight to dry before I shake off the excess crushed mirror glass. When I'm done shaking off the excess, I'm just going to be attaching this to the mirror design. Because these are self-adhesive, I'm just going to be sticking them on to the cutout tray pieces, and I am attaching them to the edges. When I was done, I cleaned the mirror, and then at the back, I'll be using mounting tape from the Dollar Tree to have it mounted on the wall, because what I made is not too heavy, so this will work just fine. DIY video, I'll be starting off with Dollar Tree floral rings. I'm going to be using 4 floral rings for this video, and I'll be attaching them all together so that they can look like one piece, and I'll be linking them all together with mending plates. I already measured and made holes where the mending plates are going to go through. So now I'm just going to be inserting the mending plates and using hot glue to keep the plates in place. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. The last mending plate is going to be at the bottom. It's going to be longer than the other ones that I had used for the other rings. I'll be attaching what I made to this wooden board, and I'll be using corner braces and a slim piece of wood to attach all 3 pieces together. Now I'm going to lay what I have here in a position where I would be able to easily apply Mod Podge to each and every one of the rings. I want this to have a little bit of texture, so I'll be using Dollar Tree pebbles for that. When I was done with one side, I flipped it over to the other side so that I can have all the pebbles evenly distributed around the rings. I let this dry for a bit and then I took it out and I spray painted it gold. When it was dry, I brought it back in and then I laid it down in such a way that I'm going to have free movements around each and every one of the rings. These are acrylic gems and I'll be attaching these on only one side of the rings. Of these gems is to hold the string lights that I'm going to have around each and every one of the rings. The length of this remote control string light is quite long, so I went around each and every one of the rings 5 times. I continued like this till I got to the end. Now for the base, I'm going to be using a picture frame that I got from Five Below. This space down here is where I'm going to be hiding the battery pack. The top here is going to be covered with gold contact paper, and then I will be attaching what I worked on top of this. I'll be using little pieces from the mirror tiles here to cover up the spaces in between each and every one of the rings. Now here's what this lighting looks like when it's facing the front, meaning the string lights is what you can see here in the front. Now, if you don't like it the way it looks like this, you can definitely turn this around and have it facing the wall. That way you can have more lighting bouncing off, which is still pretty. I want you guys to have a clearer picture of what this looks like side by side with the lights at the back and with the lights in front. Here's another quick and easy lighting idea for the table.
I'll be using embroidery hoops and wooden strips to get the project started. And I'll be making use of just 4 of the wooden strips and gluing them to the embroidery hoops using a hot glue gun for now, and then I'll later go around with an A6000 glue. I cut a round foam board to the measurements of the embroidery hoop and glued it at the bottom, and then I spray painted it silver. To keep it shiny enough, I will be using my mirror mosaic tiles, and a full list of all the items used will be in the description box below. I'm cutting strips of the width that I'll be needing to cover up the hoops. And they're self-adhesive, so they're super easy to use. The bottom part is kind of rough, so I'll be covering it up with self-adhesive gems that I got from Walmart. If you look closely, I covered inside the hoops and the sticks also with the mirror mosaic tiles. So this is a candle holder that I plan on putting it in the middle. But then for now, I'm going to be cutting my large ornament ball somewhere around this point to create an opening for the light to pass through, and I'm doing that with a soldering iron. After I was done with that, I started making holes around the ornament ball, and this is where I intend to hang my garland beads. So the hole needs to be close enough to where it's been cut at the bottom to make it easy for the garland beads to pass through. I ended up making 16 holes in total. When I was done hanging the beads, I kept it aside and then took a round mirror candle holder from the Dollar Tree and cleaned it properly. And then I'm going to be gluing on my candle holder in the middle of the mirror. I'm using a strong adhesive for this, and I left it for some few hours to dry. Now I'm going to be gauging it in the middle of what I made earlier and gluing it on, also with a strong adhesive. And now I'm going to be putting on the ball that I arranged with the garland beads on top of it and making it sit at the top of the embroidery hoop and making sure it's fit properly before gluing it down. For the lighting, I'm going to be using paper lantern, detaching the lighting from the paper. The lighting is super bright and I love the way it shines inside. Now for convenience, I can also use a push light that uses a remote. The setup for the overall lighting is fine, but to give it a little bit of height, I got a candle holder from the Dollar Tree and spray painted it silver. And I just placed it on top without gluing it first, just to see if I like the idea. Now this is going to be depending if you want it high or low. I just left it the way it is and I placed it on a table, and I love the way it looks. I love the reflection that it gives off. This is a decorative lighting to amp up your style and personalize your decor in a unique way.